we've got your whole speech in Manx. Could you just give the highlights of that in English and what you were trying to get over this year?
Well, it's we've seen a government that basically works on crisis management. They've stumbled from crisis to crisis, some very much of their own making and others perhaps not. But there's no policy that really directs them, and they've had the luck of fools in many instances, but unfortunately with the luck of fools comes the arrogance of fools, and there are some members who genuinely believe that they are steering matters. I would say that is not the case. Now, again, I've said this plenty of times before, the reliance on VAT, a tax that we have no control over, is in the long term damaging. We have no control over what is now our major income. This is foolish. And I alluded to the reasons for Illiam Dhone's murder here, and it was a murder. He didn't rise up against or lead the rebellion against the Lord of Man's wife and the rule of the Lord of Man to make the Manx people richer or to make his government richer. He did it to preserve the Isle of Man for its people with their rights and liberties, which were under threat from the rule of the Lord of Man and would have disappeared under parliamentarians without a deal being struck as well. He also did it to prevent a bloody war. And the only reason we have Tynwald today is because of his actions. So I called upon the members of Tynwald to think carefully on that and why they are there and what legacy they will leave us. Will they leave us a country, rich or poor, for our children to make something out of, or will they leave a broken country up for grabs to the man with the biggest wallet?
The numbers, I think, this year looked a bit down on previous years. Are you a bit disappointed with the turnout today?
I wasn't disappointed with the turnout. I would have said actually it's well, God no. I would have said actually it's on par. We normally get around 100 to 120, and certainly the little head count the rough head count I did suggested that it was the same. We haven't really advertised it this year as well, I have to say. So it's good that we continue to get not only the sort of stalwarts, but new faces turn up year after year as well.
Finally, are you going to be standing in the elections in September?
I have no plans to. I haven't stood for election in the past 2 elections. Now, people say, well, why not if you want to change things? But as I said in the speech, I've not seen anybody actually change anything from inside Tynwald yet, because it is a sort of self-preserving monster under the ministerial system. And the only way you can really affect change is to have a landslide change. And I'll be honest with you, seeing the way that some people bang their heads against the wall from inside Tynwald, I'm not sure if I want to subject myself to that. But you never say never.
Because you got Mr. Gorn in there, of course. I mean, no.
Yes, but as you say, our speeches come from 2 very, very different approaches there, and without wishing to seem as if I'm attacking him as such, I think he's bought into the system. It was a nice little election speech for him there, So, he seems to have subscribed to that system and is happy with it. But it's a bit odd that he was calling for us to engage, and it was sort of possibly directed at me personally, even engage with the political system, which I do, but from outside. Alluding that to Illiam Dhone's actions, where Illiam Dhone actually went against. He took direct action, which Philly has himself in the past, of course. So I don't think that was a very good analogy there.
Thanks for watching. Please help support modern Manx history and keep this channel going.